Hello everyone, this is Rajiv and welcome back to our channel The Teacher, and in this tutorial we will talk about shape selection type according to PowerPoint object model. And if you Google and look for shape selection, then you will find many different types of properties and methods related with the shape selection. And one of them is the shape range object, and another one is the child property. Let me show you this one. And I have also asked a question about this, that can you identify a partial selected shape within from a group. So let's talk about the Visual Basic script first, and here you can see that I have placed several shapes on the slide, and if I open the selection pane from the home tab, then you can see that which shapes are the individual shapes and which are the part of a group or subgroups. So here you can see that if I select this single shape and press Alt F8 to run the macro, Alt F11 to open the VBA, and Alt F8 to run the macro, and here I ask to run this first VBA script to analyze this selection, and it says that you have selected a single individual shape. Now if I select a group shape and again run the analyze selection script, then it says a single group is selected. And if I select all of the shapes including individual and group shapes and run this analyze selection again, then it says it is a mixed selection. So in PowerPoint you can either select a multiple single or multiple individual shapes, single or multiple groups, or you can also select or do a mixed selection like Control A, selecting individual shapes and groups. However, you can only select individual shapes within from a single group only. So let's say if I want to select a shape from this group, then I can hold down the shift key if I want to do multiple selection within from the group, or I can also take the help of selection pane. So let's say if from within group 14, if I want to select different shapes from different subgroups, then I can also do that by holding the control key. So if you are selecting a shape right from this slide and within from a group, then you must have to select the group first, and then you can click on the shape inside that you want to select, and then you can hold down the shift key. However, from the selection pane you can directly select the shape within from a group and it will automatically select the group. But what PowerPoint does not let you do, that you cannot select multiple shapes from different groups. Like I cannot select a shape from group 17 and then a shape from group 18. It will not let you do that. Another thing is that you cannot select the subgroups within the group. So it also does not let you do that. So now if I run the second script, let's say I select an individual shape and run get selected shape info. By the way, I am going to include the link of all these VBA script in the video description. You can go and download them and can use them inside your project. So it says that individual shape selected and showing the name and ID of the shape. So now if I select a group and run the get selected shape info script, then it's identify not only the group but the shapes within the group as well. Now I do the third type of selection, which is selecting a particular shape within from the group. And now I again run the script, and it is saying that I have selected group 14, ID 15, group ID, and the particular shape that I have selected is rectangle 12, shape ID 13. And if I select multiple shapes from different subgroup of the same group, then it will still also identify all of them. the selected and the non-selected. It identifies that which shapes are selected within from the group. So I am going to include the link of this script inside the description. You can go and download. Let me show you another script here. So in this script, if I select all of the shapes and press Alt F8, and here I have created 3 different type of scripts. Let me run this get selected shape info again, and this time it will not only identify all the shapes but will export the detail into Microsoft Excel worksheet. So here you can see that how it identified all the group, individual groups, individual shapes and shapes within the groups. So let's say I place a few individual shapes here, and it is also showing all the shape information inside a user form that I have created. So I will also include that inside the description. So let me show you another script here. If I press Alt F11 to open VBA, and you can also turn on the developer tab, and you can also open or run the macros right from here. And if you want to turn on the developer tab, you can go to File, Options, and go to Customize Ribbon, and from the main tabs in the Customize this ribbon, you can scroll down and can make a check mark on developer. And here I open the Visual Basic, and you can see that I have also created. Let me close this presentation first, so we see only the related scripts here. So here is the user form in which I have placed a list box, and inside this list box we are populating all the shape information, selected shape information including groups and partial selected groups as well. So here we have module 2. In the module 2 you can see that I have configured event handler, and inside this event handler we are specifically handling the shape selection. And I have also created a class module, and this is the class module which is going to invoke the window selection change. So what I am telling you this because you can, if you are developing something in VBA or developing a PowerPoint add-in, then you can the most important thing maybe, as I think that if you are developing something for PowerPoint, the shape selection is the most important thing that you configure correctly. So if I press Alt F8 and run the initialize event handler script, then what it will do, now it will, instead of manually running the macro after selecting a shape or a group, now if I select a shape or a group, then it will execute the macro automatically. As you can see, it has exported the details of that group inside the Excel worksheet and also showing us the user form. Do remember that when working with VBA macros, then you must save your presentation as PPTM, not as PPTX. And while saving the presentation, you can choose the file type right from here, and from here you have to choose macro enabled presentation. And let's say I make a copy of this presentation on the desktop, and this is the very important part that I am showing you. So from the desktop, here we have that presentation, and now if I press F2 to rename this presentation or file, or you can also right click on the file and choose rename from the context menu, and here I will not change the first name, instead I will change the last name of the presentation and will change that to zip format. And as you know that Microsoft Windows support zip files, you can extract zip files in Microsoft Windows without the need of installing any third-party applications. Now if I right click on this file, however I have installed WinRAR, but here this option is from Windows. If you choose extract all and choose the same folder or file name, then it will automatically create a folder of the same name and will extract all the contents of your PowerPoint presentation into separate XML structure files. So here you can see that we have the PPT file, PPT folder, sorry, and here we have the slides. So this is our slide 1 inside the presentation, and if I select this entire data and open ChatGPT and ask him, can you explain the structure of the shapes and group hierarchy? So here you can see that the XML file actually includes the subgroup details, but which shapes and groups you can identify? Can you name them all? So here you can see that the XML file properly include all the groups and subgroup details. Here you can see that. But I tried many different methods with the shape range and the group properties and even the child shape properties from the object model, as I have shown you here. You also have the group properties as well if you want to try. I hope you will find this video useful and informative. Let me know by liking, sharing and commenting. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye and take care.